Hey, what's good? Welcome back to the Smite Console League. My name's Tom, and that's going to be Jolie, as it says right down. Well, that's not what it says right down there, actually. You know, I was going
I'm
for
Taco.
I didn't even notice that it was a mistake. I was just going for that one, and, well.
The one time you did it. The caster's curse.
Yeah.
But we're going to be seeing a very interesting set here. Astral Authority against SoaR Gaming. A lot of Valencia stipulations on the line here. SoaR Gaming still controlling their own destiny here.
Control their own. I'm still laughing. So, like, when you're working in this type of atmosphere, it's a rule. Like, you're a part of the same team, you know. I don't like to throw production under the bus, and it kind of looked like I was doing that. We all make mistakes. Let's talk about the schedule. See, look at that. Everybody winds up perfect once in a while. Obey versus Elevate was match 4, and now we're taking a look at Astral Authority versus SoaR Gaming. That's going to be our 5th match of the day.
Very important set here for SoaR Gaming. They win 1, they're going to be tied with Elevate at 6 points. They win 2, they're guaranteed in. But also Astral Authority, they're battling for seeding. If they win both of their games, they're guaranteed first.
Yes, this one is definitely very important. All the marbles pretty much coming at you. Astral Authority has been very, very strong, and, you know, SoaR was kind of, well, we'll see. I really like what Kaeydan brings out sometimes. Astral Authority just a little bit more consistent in my eyes. So let's see if the draft stays that consistent. Picks and bans on the way.
We're going to see an interesting strategy here probably out of Astral Authority. Knowing their vast god pool, they really like to mix things up here. And considering they're pretty much guaranteed into Valencia anyway, they're just kind of battling for seeding. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to hide some strategies.
Yeah, we see Chang'e over here going to be the first ban out. Susanoo will be the ban from SoaR Gaming and Sun Wukong. So it's kind of interesting. Astral Authority go with the old style ban of Chang'e and the new style ban of Sun Wukong.
Interesting to see that as well, because it's something that a lot of teams used to experiment with a lot here in the spring split. Summer split kind of died down a little bit, but some teams will still look for that opportunity. Astral Authority really respecting that will take that away, locking in this Ravana, which has a lot of flexibility.
Going for that first selection, yeah, we've seen it in the jungle and support and the solo lane role, and also not to mention we have seen some of the aggressive PC players bringing it into the support role. I think it's a plausible character. Knowing Brochacho, I think it's certainly something that might be in his wheelhouse. So I'd say 2.5 positions that he can go to on the side of AA. SoaR Gaming, go for Osiris and Thoth.
It wouldn't really surprise me here if Brochacho does elect to bring that one out in that support role. Knowing him, he likes to play a lot of these, not necessarily janky picks in the support role, but these unconventional styles.
He's and usually paired with aggressive in that unconventional style, very similar to Aurora from the PC scene. Very, very similar. Ganesha will be the selection here for the support player, though, so quite the opposite of what me and Tully are talking about. Fenrir will be the choice for SoaR Gaming, a character that we don't see a lot of lately, even though he played in the very last set.
But it's a good idea to pick it out this early in the draft, along with the Thoth, because this shows a very aggressive strategy out of SoaR Gaming between this Osiris, Thoth, and Fenrir. They're looking to probably lean a little bit towards that solo lane and look for some sort of advantage.
Last ban for SoaR Gaming here. It'll be the chalk money. No big green guy anywhere in this match. So Astral Authority, they've got one selection here. And it could be the mid lane. It could be that solo. We'll see the Khepri ban out, and SoaR Gaming have that pick.
It makes sense. With how aggressive SoaR's composition is thus far, you take away the Geb and the Khepri, two of the best Guardian supports that can easily save your teammates between that Geb shield, the Scarab's Blessing from the Khepri. No-brainer here from Astral Authority.
Cernunnos, strong selection as always. The Hunter kind of hits his stride in the mid-game.
Indeed, he does.
I like Scylla. But Astral Authority likes SoaR. They're going to go for the Fire Girl there in the mid lane.
SoaR and Jing
now you want to talk.
SoaR and Jing are these two hunters between magical and physical that can easily flex between that mid and hunter position. It makes sense as to why Astral are trying to run this, knowing Transonics can easily play either of those two gods. The question is Coviiii going to still stick to the SoaR, or is he going to be able to show off what he's been practicing behind the scenes?
Yeah, I'm very curious to see how that one works out. But Sylvanus will be the support for SoaR Gaming. Very traditional lineup here from SoaR. We're going to see the Fenrir in the jungle and Osiris in the short lane, etc. And then really over for Astral Authority, kind of traditional as well, although you've got these flavor picks like the Ravana and the Amaterasu. So SoaR likely to be in the mid lane, But we'll take a look as we get into game right about now.
And this Amaterasu pick for Wolves, something we haven't seen out of him too often here. Usually likes to go for the Odin, the Loki, likes to hide things every now and then. But bringing in this kind of a goddess shows that he's been practicing it behind the scenes, and he's looking for these high-impact team fights in the mid to late portion of the game.
Yeah, he's definitely, he likes his big burst mages. So we'll see how Coviiii handles with the Soul, who kind of different. A little bit of burst, but more of the sustain.
It's not a bad idea to have a lot of these self-sustain options here, with Bracer of Undoing receiving a little bit of more love here recently with the patch changes. Also, now a lot of players and teams will experiment with different kind of relics with the nerf towards Sunder. So we see the Bracer, we see the Curse Dunk, and even a Sprint coming out of TheMedievalDoc.
And there's going to be the successful jungle clear coming out from Kaeydan, level 1, and him and Stormy going to have to pick up the right side lane before it hits the tower. Likely to lose just one creep worth of gold.
KhaoticPurpose inside the solo lane was able to clear out the wave before SoaR Gaming, but because of the fact that SoaR started with the speed buff, they were able to start things off slightly better edge, getting the level 2 first, and now they're looking to make some pressure on the right-hand side.
That one minion still alive. Gonna just sort of be annoying. That's kind of what this solo lane matchup is going to be. StormyRays just looking to be extremely annoying with that Osiris always pressuring into the opponent. Whether it's Wolves over there in the lane or KP comes to shade over, it's going to be just Stormy pressing forward on the sticks and trying to be as obnoxious as possible.
You know, a player is very confident when they pick an Amaterasu into an Osiris. Wolves likes to take some of these matchups, realizing that, sure, I might not necessarily win the early laning phase, but that's not my objective in this game. My whole goal is to make sure that I'm going to make a bigger impact in teamfights than you will.
Again, making the allusion over to the PC scene. Dimmy, who is the solo laner for Energy, the 2-time defending world champs, as Wolves walks into 2 different players and dashes underneath the jump. That's an insane play right there, Toli.
The timing couldn't be any more perfect out of Wolves. He has like some weird sixth sense, it's like Jedi training or something.
So Wolves' understanding of Kaeydan's either playstyle, just Fenrir's playstyle in general. Fenrir is going to go for the jump after he hits 5 runes. There's a charge up time on Wolves' dash. It's not immediate, which means he read Kaeydan jumping before he jumped to get the dash underneath the dog. And it doesn't go through plays either. It gets interrupted. I'm so excited about this, but I think we're going to see first blood. Brochacho jumped on. 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot, 4 shot out of the Brutalize, and Kaeydan gets the first blood.
Not done yet, though, is Coviiii in a lot of trouble as well. Caught between 4 members out of SoaR. That's going to be their second death out of Astral Authority, but not looking to take this advantage towards the red buff. SoaR Gaming just going to take their win and just farm it mid instead.
Yeah, that's the right call, Anatoly. We see SoaR Gaming. We see so many teams go get that first blood, then try to find the stuff after the stuff, which is always the right thought process, but the objectives aren't always there realistically.
At the 3-minute mark, though, that red buff was certainly up for Transonics. Both of these hunters elected not to start their red buff. I'm sorry, actually, Zachsy did start his red buff, and there's a little bit of a difference in that timing window, whereas Astral Authority still had their own red buff ticking.
Right now, it's just the gold that's ticking. SoaR Gaming have themselves a little bit of a start of a lead. There's that 500 gold that you get from the first blood. And like I said, a lot of times we'll see teams kind of extend that first blood engagement looking for more because they have something and they want to get something after the fact, which is the right thought process. But as I said before, it doesn't always go that way. So smart by SoaR not to look for the extra gold fury or whatnot, because the follow-up team fight would not have been in their favor.
And for that first blood onto Kaeydan, it's going to allow him to get more of a goal lead compared to KhaoticPurpose, but the experience just isn't there. KhaoticPurpose was just doing a great job farming it up, and as a result, having that 1-level lead. Transonics getting poked on the left-hand side doesn't really matter too much, though, because of the Jing passive.
He does get forced into the ultimate, which makes that character a little less safe, but a tumultuous situation on the left-hand side for the members of SoaR Gaming. But they kind of just walk out of Brochacho's pillars. They don't really care. Still in position to get those left side oracles. And we're going to see SoaR Gaming with the vision around the Gold Fury.
Oracle's going in the way of SoaR. Nice little rotation out of them, while as Astral are not really too worried about that. They're electing to get their own blue buff, setting themselves up for the speed buff instead. Brochacho making his rotation along the right side with KhaoticPurpose, but without those Dharmic Pillars, can't really look for an engagement. Instead, just looking to farm it up.
Yeah, we're going to see that rotation. We're going to see this teamwork a lot. Not that one, the one that you mentioned. There you go. Brochacho and the jungler are going to spend a lot of time together. Honestly, just looking more for this unit, because they got to help out Wolves there on the right side. Really, the Amaterasu not the strongest until 9 or so.
Yeah, once you get 2 points into your ultimate, it does quite a bit of damage. You don't need actual physical power for that to be effective. The base damage alone is good enough to make a huge impact in these team fights, not to mention the stun effect. If you hit 3 consecutive targets, it doesn't have to be the same target that you hit also. You can hit 3 different gods, but as long as you hit a god and you hit each and every god in each and every strike, that third one will stun.
That's a really big deal. So is that one. That dash away, not nearly as... Oh, man, do you remember that dash earlier in the game where he went underneath the Fenrir?
Like 3 minutes ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that dash.
I'm still excited about it. That one right there, not nearly as impressive, but clearly understood that Fenrir was lurking. So Wolves goes to the safety of his own tower. And you see how this tower here on the right side is half HP totally. That's...
Still up, though. That's all that Wolves cares about. He's still going to be farming it up. That 500 gold is not going the way of SoaR anytime soon. StormyRays still being a big bully, and it's actually going to be ulti for ulti more than likely. StormyRays respecting the fact that Wolves could have had a gang coming around the corner, but the mind games from Wolves, he used it just to clear the wave and get the ultimate out of Stormy.
Yeah, the mind games is really what impresses me about Wolves, is that at first he was just a mechanical player. And there's going to be trouble in the mid lane as the ultimate comes down from Brochacho. Coviii's in the most trouble, but he's able to make one count. One for Coviii, one for Transonics. But unfortunately, the mid laner does fall. Shaliber getting credit for that kill in the mid lane. A 2-for-1 in Astral Authority's direction. Sniffing out Coviii. The elephant won't grab the charge, and Zachsy walks away, excuse me.
Really impressive ultimate coming out of Shaliber. That needed to hit to find at least 1 kill in return. A slightly botched engagement from Brochacho as he did miss his dash, but it doesn't matter either way because it's so easy to pick off his Sylvanus at this stage of the game before he gets the health, the defense. Sure, he has a little bit of a heal, but it's not maxed out yet.
Yeah, I mean, he's just sort of waddling around the atmosphere. No movement ability, relatively slow character in juxtaposition to the rest of the cast, so he's easily caught out there.
Not only that, the Cursed On coming out of El Brochacho, really trying to shut down the sustain options from TheMedievalDoc, really getting into the mindset of the opponent's support. And that's something that Brochacho has been doing a great job with, not just in SCL, but during his short period of time in the SPL.
And that seems to be not just Brochacho, I've mentioned it with Wolves as well, is that these players, Brochacho, and that's actually really interesting, because Brochacho has always been that cerebral player, not in the sense that he's trying to get in the enemy's head. Here he's trying to get in the enemy's team fight, drops down the ring, forces the ultimate out of Medieval just for the knockup so he wouldn't get grabbed by the elephant there, so good play. But my continuation is essentially that Wolves was just a mechanical player. I say just, he was arguably the best mechanical player on the entire console. But recently he's really brought that other element into his game.
Not just him, but the rest of his teammates flexing their god pool, flexing their strategies, flexing their itemization. Wolves going for also a Swiftwing despite having teleport. And the combination of Swiftwing with the aura from Amaterasu, that's going to put him in a position to get to any team fight, whether or not that teleport is up.
And it leaves the teleport up before those team fight transitions. He's going to use the Swiftwing and his movement speed to get to lane basically every time he needs to get to lane. The teleport comes in emergency. They're on my tower, or I have to go to the other side of the map. If he's just heading back to lane as per usual, it's all Swiftwing, baby.
StormyRays just poking his head around the corner against Wolves, while it's Transonics clearing the way very aggressively against Zachsy. He's going to get cut off by Kaeydan.
Nice catch. Transonics in trouble, but the ultimate will be forced out. He'll dash away, jump, won't hit.
I thought he was going to still chase that out, though, with the Ragnarok. That one single bite might have been able to find a kill onto him, especially without an Aegis Amulet from Transonics, but it's actually going to be the rotation from Astral.
And there's the box down one more time. KP goes up, down. The ultimate out of Shalabur won't hit. Coviiii avoids it that time around. Ooh, that base is heavy, but StormyRays here, trying to get the sickle, won't land it, gets the jump. Brochacho in trouble. Coviiii slows him down, but StormyRays not stopping for nobody. Coviiii in trouble, grabbed by Medieval. Stormy still looking for the basics. Now Coviii's out. Coviii's in trouble. StormyRays gets another kill. Double kill for the solo lane rotation.
Very important 3-0 for SoaR Gaming, instantly transitioning into that Gold Fury. It's up to Transonics to stop this one. He doesn't have the ultimate quite yet, so he's going to be relying on that persistent gust to knock people up, but he's not going to try to go past Stormy here.
Yeah, I mean, he's just not going to be able
Wolves.
to. From the back end, still not enough to get the steal. SoaR Gaming secure the Gold Fury. Transonics very low, likely to get collapsed on here, but Jingwei is relatively slippery, so not enough time to get the gust out. StormyRays drops down his hit and finds the jungler.
Very important rotation from StormyRays here. We're credited with 3 kills during this rotation, now catching up to Wolves. That Swiftwing not really being too impactful here. After the teleport, you still get a little bit of mobility after you finish teleporting to the ward, but as soon as you're in combat, that passive mobility from the Swiftwing goes away, and Wolves just wasn't there in the nick of time. Had he teleported maybe 2 seconds earlier, Gold Fury could have went the way of Astral Authority, especially if he hits the members out of SoaR with that ultimate.
Yeah, that's a rough one to really reflect on. Big collapse by SoaR Gaming on the 3 different players from Astral Authority. Nice ultimate from Brochacho, understanding Kaeydan would have to walk through and take damage. Here's the retreat. Turning on to Kaeydan is everybody on Astral Authority. The damage coming out, not good enough. KP very low. 4 seconds left on the bracer. He's going to be put down before that one comes up. StormyRays credit again for Zip and Zip. Coviiii likely to fall, but Kaeydan gets taken out by Coviiii himself. The martyrdom kill off of the flaming feet.
2 for 1 as Wolves get stunned out here, trying to run away. Dashes into safety with Brochacho right around the corner. Overall, a 2 for 1. Really impressive that KhaoticPurpose actually negated the ultimate out of MedievalDoc with that overhead kick. But look at this. Left-hand side Transonics. He doesn't care about making this rotation. He wants his tier 1 tower instead.
And he will not get it. Only half HP on the tower. Zachsy and his support are here to say what up. Sprint popped, Zachsy dashes past, Transonics can't find it, dodges and weaves, and Zachsy doesn't miss a shot. Still gets away thanks to the ultimate. Medieval on the run. Has the grab, but just says no.
Just out of range. He doesn't have Traveler Shoes, so he doesn't get that extra mobility outside of combat also, whereas Reinforced Greaves, it just keeps their mobility at a flat 18% here. So not finding that opportunity. No blink on Sylvanus either. It's going to be a free Jingwei. And with all that poke damage, he also has the Fatalis and the Devil Gloves to be able to get back into the action.
Right here, tons of action continuing on. Kaeydan forced under the tower. Everybody else fighting on this left side corner. Brochacho goes down. Shalabur puts double digits on the board for SoaR Gaming. Up the goal, 2,000.
Just no mana for Brochacho. He had the ultimate, but without a mana pool to use it, it's basically useless. Finding an easy pick onto that support allows SoaR Gaming to fight 5-on-4 under this mid tower.
Oh, the jump mistimed by the dog. Coviiii gonna get picked up by the big Wolf. One basic does it. Number 11 for SoaR Gaming. Here comes Wolves versus the world. KhaoticPurpose on the behind. Finds the route onto Medieval. Turning around is going to be Wolves. Looking for the kill onto the support. Left-hand side, Kaeydan and Zachsy taking on Transonics. Medieval grabs the pull onto the tower. He should not have been that aggressive. And now Authority looking to punish Transonics. Losing the duel on the left side. One basic secures it. Zachsy gets the kill. Everybody in mid comes up empty-handed.
Still doing a good job as SoaR winning the trade 2-0. Coviiii just now responding. KP barely surviving that one, sustaining all of those back harpies, but trying to get more farm and having to back off. This Portal Demon could be looked at here from SoaR Gaming.
What a circus. 2 separate real engagements. I mean, we always say that MOBAs are the complicated games, but usually it's just one engagement and a solo fight going on. It was a 2-on-2 that turned into a 2-on-1 in the jungle left side while the team fight was going on in the mid lane. Oof, man. rough stuff. A lot going on here in this game. 15 kills in 14 minutes.
Very impressive.
I'll take it.
Very impressive out of both teams. Even with Astral behind this much at the 14-minute mark, they've been able to still make some plays happen. It was just a better performance out of SoaR Gaming, just starting to group up together, utilizing their vision control to catch some slipping members. And so far, it's been Brochacho and Coviiii that's been out of position just slightly.
At the same time, I refuse to write this team off. I refuse to write any team off after what we saw earlier today, totally. If you're just joining us, our first match of the day that we saw between Starboys and Strictly Business. Starboys came back from a 13,000 gold deficit.
Very impressive out of them. Darting Pillars being used by Brochacho. Diving the backline is Wolves. Coviiii with a Supernova, but actually getting picked up is Wolves in the backline. Not even taking too much damage from 3 members of SoaR.
It was just Shaliber and Medieval. They really can't do anything but kind of shove mage basics into him. Not enough to find much damage at all onto the tanky Wolves, already building into the breastplate of Valor. A little bit of a back off coming out from Astral Authority.
Trying to find some more opportunities here. Zachsy's made the rotation. Shaliber having to back on out of here without his ultimate anyway, but the Portal Demon will be leashed from Astral Authority. They recognize they still don't have the necessary experience advantage to really fight into this.
That was, oh man, that was just unfortunate for Kaeydan. He grabs the solo laner in his mouth and he just runs to his teammates, just looking for jerseys, right? So chaotic over there. There was just a mess. And he goes, okay, I need to find teammates to do damage. And he stands there, and he looks left, and he sees a Sylvanus, and he looks right, and he sees a Thoth with all of his abilities on cooldown, and just goes, okay. Like that. What are you gonna do there?
But still, having the Amaterasu inside the Ragnarok prevents the Amaterasu from finding the damage, because despite being a tanky soul laner, Amaterasu's in hands, especially with the physical power aura, does quite a bit. And without any sort of tanky items from Shaliber, he needs to be protected, and that's just another form of peel.
And there's the other side of the thing, which, you know, like this is the upside on Kaeydan. Kaeydan was just looking to be aggressive, but it actually pays off. One, because he takes Wolves out of the team fight, and as far as the basics are concerned, but also the aura. She's far away from the team. The team on the bottom end is not benefiting from, whether it's power, speed, or otherwise, the team is not benefiting from the aura that Wolves is giving off. So you know what? Kaeydan, it's not even a mistake. He just, like, unfortunately, well, there's no one to do damage here, but at least there's some sort of upside removing the Amy from the fight.
People don't really truly respect the utility coming out of Fenrir between the stun on his Unchained, the ability to reposition certain targets with his Ragnarok, and not to mention, you can also just build him completely defensive and max out your Seething Howl just for that massive burst of physical power and lifesteal to be able to absorb so much damage and then turn things around.
That's why Kaeydan kind of just Shifter Shield could be the only offensive item he builds. You see the Winged Blade coming in next. If the next 3 items that we see out of the jungle Fenrir are Breastplate of Valor, Sovereignty, that's okay, because he has that Seething Howl, and like we said, late game Fenrir just turns into a tank anyway, looking for the stuns and the displacement.
Looking for some opportunities as well on the right-hand side is going to be Wolves, as he was proxying relatively deep inside the jungle out of SoaR Gaming, just running out to 2 people, utilizing that stance switch aura by being able to just regain some of her health.
I mean, that's Amaterasu. At this point in the game, just long hair don't care.
She might be weak early on, but this is the point with Breastplate of Valor and Shield of Regrowth to be able to get the sustain off that she really needs to. I see what you did there.
I don't know what that animation was, but I like the itemization. Shield of Regrowth, not a dead item, now just a niche pick. It works out very well on characters like Amaterasu who are going to spam that heal. Transonics tries to get away, but dashes directly into the hands of the jungler, and then he's going to pick up KhaoticPurpose in the mouth. Transonics able to get out of there, 40% HP or less, more like a third. Astral Authority grouping up to protect the Hunter. Love the positioning from Brochacho, trying to protect any basics from hitting his Hunter, who's backing and trying to get right back into the team fight with that ult.
Wolves forcing out the purification from Shaliber. Nice little ultimate coming out of Medieval. Following up is StormyRays. Zachsy forced to retreat on the left-hand side as KP goes underneath.
3 separate people hit by the Osiris ult, and now it's Wolves. Now listen, this might be a bit of a different story, but not quite. Metro zooming. There he goes. He hits he gets the heal, he gets the movement speed from the aura, and he gets the movement speed from the shield of regrowth. And SoaR Gaming just watches as he zooms away like it's Monaco.
Wolves just transforming into a Mazda as the rest of his teammates starting up this Gold Fury. Members out of SoaR start trickling down. Kaeydan jumping on in, but it's actually going to be Astral securing in this one.
Nice one. Kaeydan tried but could not figure it out. Wolves going to get hit by the nonsense out of StormyRays. Still trying to follow up and won't be able to find the kill here, even with that Gold Fury. SoaR Gaming still in the lead, but that Gold Fury fixed things. Wolves trying to fix that face. Doesn't even matter that he's not playing Ravana. He hit Kaeydan so damn hard. That was incredible.
But TheMedievalDoc with a sustain. Kaeydan already went from 10 to 25% health. With that Gold Fury going the way of Astral Authority, they minimize their losses from losing the earlier one about 6 to 7 minutes ago. Doing a great job showing us why they are to be respected here in the SCL.
SoaR still heading to the right side. Transonics just trying to goad SoaR Gaming into the team fight here. Half HP on the objective. Trans quickly turns around, looking at Medieval, stuck in the box, and he's going to be shoved to the ground before the Random Terror comes out. There's the Frenzy, it's popped, and it's going to give Astral Authority a ton of power here. StormyRays, he jumps over the wall. Nice escape for the moment for the Osiris. Transonics on the chase. Stormy exit right, Shaliber exit left. And Astral Authority turn around, collapse on the speed. Give it to KhaoticPurpose.
Astral Authority just making a comeback. Really showing signs of dominance against SoaR Gaming despite the lack of gold or experience that they had earlier on. Able to really blow up TheMedievalDoc before that ultimate was the key to the successful team fight coming out of the order side.
Brachacho here just trying to zone out Kaeydan, but there it is one more time. Shouts to Scott Gotti with the big woof woof. Wolves gets more than he bargained for. Zachsy off the kill. Assist credit to the jungle Fenrir.
Great serve on doing, just not enough to really save the Amaterasu this time around. Nice little disruption from Brachacho, but the Brutalize wasn't even used quite yet. Now will be, but it was a nice little prevention from KhaoticPurpose. Coviiii taking a lot of damage, more than he wants in this tier 1 tower from Astral Authority. He's just getting melted.
Yeah, it's got to give up. That's a tier 1 tower for free. Easy peasy. No problem there. Pull off the mark. Brachacho dances around it.
Oh, but in the backline, it's Transonics caught in no man's land with Brachacho's ultimate. KP dunking on Shaliber.
Oh my goodness, KhaoticPurpose on the back end. There's going to be Kaeydan very low as well. KP looking for 2, can't find it. Zachsy finds the support. Coviiii helps out his jungler, taking one down. StormyRays jumps towards KhaoticPurpose, but not enough. Zachsy cuts off KP with the ultimate. There's going to be the chase underneath the tower. Not quite going to go for it. StormyRays back it off.
2 for 2 at the end of the day. Wolves, though, making the rotation here. He has revived. He could look for a cleanup kill with that ultimate, but the rest of his teammates are backing on out here. Gold here respawning in 2 minutes. I wouldn't be surprised if both these teams, now tied at gold, basically, to slow things down and start warding with the sentries around that side of the map.
Both teams really want the slowdown, although Coviiii going to take the battle with the Osiris. Stormy missing the sickle.
He's delaying it to allow Wolves to go for this blue buff and fight. Nice use of tactics and communication here from Astral Authority. Even still, at 22.5 minutes in, they're still making necessary calls and plays just to steal away an enemy blue.
KhaoticPurpose here going to tend to his own jungle, however. So 22 minutes in, SoaR Gaming had control of the game. But Astral Authority, as is their expectation, top team in the league, does come around, turn this one, now all even in our 23rd minute.
They need to win both games here for Astral Authority to secure the first seed, and SoaR Gaming needs to win both just to clinch into Valencia. Otherwise, if they only win one, we'll be tied here with Elevate, so needing to really make a statement here in game 1 to carry them with the momentum for game 2.
Wolves dashes forward onto Shaliber, and very quickly, Shaliber realizes, hey, I probably shouldn't fight this guy.
Zachsy shouldn't be finding Transonics as Brachacho is right behind him.
And that's just, ain't no such thing as the 1v1 at the pro level. Get out of here, Zachsy. Trans 100% ready to take that fight, knowing his support's there around the corner. Medieval by himself doesn't have anybody around the corner. It's just Shaliber. He's gonna clear it out.
Pull into the knockup onto Coviiii. StormyRays is around the corner, but it's Wolves diving the backline instead. SoaR needs to defend this tier 1 tower.
There's going to be Stormy trying to find the shot. Kaeydan looking for him. Finally grabs KhaoticPurpose. He'll get out of there thanks to a smart use of beads. KP leading the charge. All 5 members on both teams right here in the middle lane. Tier 1 tower down for Astral Authority. They have a further way to go to be safe than SoaR Gaming, so they got to be a little careful here.
It's only 2 ultimates out of Astral Authority, while SoaR having StormyRays, Lord of the Afterlife. The anti-healing will be evident to see if they can dive onto Soul, onto Coviiii, but not really electing to take that opportunity. They're wrapping around the left side mid instead.
Still, here comes right side Astral Authority, going to come around the right side mid. Oh, Wolves and KhaoticPurpose, a little bit too late. Nice sickle hit coming out from Stormy, just slowing Amaterasu down. Loop around for the right-hand side again as KhaoticPurpose is joined by the support player. Jump over the wall comes Kaeydan. Right on top of Rochacho. Fight split now left and right. All everybody coming together. Bottom side, Coviiii gets in trouble. Kaeydan on top of Coviiii, but the great peel coming out from Rochacho. And there's the jump. No stun. Transonics finds the kill on Shalbur north side. Now looking for the duel with Zachsy. 2 shots are going to hit. Gust will miss. There's the jump. Still looking for the shots. The 3 crit shots won't be able to find him. Transonics quickly gets collapsed on by the rest of SoaR Gaming. Out of there, no problem.
Gold Fury has respawned here, and that's exactly what Astral Authority are looking at. Nice crits coming out of Transonics, being able to really melt this one with the Shogun's Kusari out of Wolves.
David still got to be careful of the steal, and it goes the way of Astral Authority. Nice zoning coming out from KhaoticPurpose. Stormy in trouble. 25% HP. Medieval drops down the ultimate defensively, but Stormy wishes he had more than just words as weapons. Transonics smacks him into the ground, and Astral Authority all underneath the tower, whether it's their choice or not, as Medieval grabs Coviiii. Everybody pushing forward. Mortality Wolves repping Astral Authority, making it count for Zachsy.
And Astral are able to get this tier 1 tower, but they're not done yet. They found 2 kills. They got the Gold Fury earlier on. They got the tier 1
tier 2.
They're looking for the tier 2.
Tier 2. Tier 2. Down it goes. Astral Authority are taking what they want whenever they want it. Just forcing SoaR to play at their tempo now. This game was very high tempo and SoaR was going with it. Astral Authority said, you know what, if you want to play fast, we can do it too. Just wait for Wolves. Can you wait for Wolves? Let's wait for Wolves. And then Wolves is like, hey guys, I'm here.
There's so much utility out of this solo laner.
So much.
Between the movement speed and now the attack speed out of the Shogun's Kusari, you can tell that he really likes to position himself for not only himself in the laning phase, but to allow the rest of his teammates to capitalize off of that early play.
Yeah, again, just going back to the comparison I made to Dimmy earlier on the defending world champions team in the PC world, Wolves just has the team in mind almost 100% of the time. He's a quiet dude. No reason to talk is his reasoning when he can let his gameplay do the dancing for him. Stormy trying to take on 2 players on the right-hand side. Coviiii blown up. Medieval gets credit, but it's everybody else making the damage count. Kaeydan looking for Brochacho. Not the greatest target, but he's low enough to die here, and that's going to be the brutalized after the fact. StormyRays and Zachsy get the kill. SoaR Gaming with the comeback. 3 for nothing.
Look at Transonics all the way by himself against 4 members from SoaR Gaming. He dives into the tier 2 with his ultimate, while Zachsy's taking out KhaoticPurpose, trying to put the team on his back, but he's going to be the last death from Astral Authority. Deicide for SoaR.
Yeah, unfortunately right there, Toli, and unfortunately for Transonics, his fans, and his team, that's the play he has to make. He has the lifesteal. That play is just, okay, it's a little bit of a pipe dream, but it's the only play available.
Imagine this. He finds 2 kills, right? Kiting around with the Fatalis, he gets the 2 stacks for his Rage, and now he gets even more crit, and then he just cleans up in a 1v4. I think that's what his long-term goal was.
Yeah, I mean, like I said,
they were so low.
They were very low. He has a little bit of control with the Gust. He has the lifesteal, full 75 stacks of the Devo gloves. That's a fight that mathematically he can take. Right?
More or less.
Obviously not his favor.
No, definitely not. But hey, if SoaR Gaming miss all their shots, then sure, Transonics wins that easy peasy, but not going to be the case this time around, and not able to really adapt their strategy. As Astral Authority, they dump a lot of cooldowns onto MedievalDoc, but SoaR has started to adapt to this strategy. At first, I thought it was going to go a little south for SoaR Gaming because the fact that Kaeydan took El Brochacho away from the action, but the key component was how the team fight started for SoaR Gaming. Coviiii getting blown up from the final judgment out of Shaliburn.
Yeah, Medieval doing a good job, honestly. Man, I feel like we say this every game. Medieval, despite being on the losing side of some of these matches, winds up looking so good in almost all of his games. He knows how to play the Sylvanus. I think Sylvanus is his go-to character, the perennial god for him, but I just like the way he plays it.
Trying to play in the backline is Wolves, diving onto Zachsy, forcing the disengage and the stun out of Shaliburn. Brochacho keeping MedievalDoc away from the action, but it's Wolves getting pulled back into the destruction.
That's the play. That's how it's supposed to go down. KP very low, gonna use the ultimate to find himself over the wall. Kaeydan low as well. Transonics just on the tear. And again, Medieval saves the life of one of his teammates. This time, it's a KhaoticPurpose. It's Kaeydan who's in trouble. Transonics finds him with the ult.
And not able to get away from that one. Shaliburn needing to find the stun is not on the mark. Missing a lot of these shots. But luckily he has enough members by his side. But Transonics, look at this. He's going to buy so much time for SoaR Gaming to waste their Fire Giant buff. All these tier 2 towers are still standing for Astral Authority. That's a win slightly.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Because if the tier 2 towers are alive, that means the Phoenixes are alive. So at the end of the rainbow, all things looking pretty for Astral.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. There's 4 players with Fire Giant buff walking down the left side, Totally. I don't know if everything's looking pretty for Astral, but I'm with you on the play.
There's a few daisies and daffodils around there.
It's the same thing that we saw Trans do on the right side, right? It's the best he could have done in a dismal scenario.
Sure.
So, I see where you're going, and I respect it. I agree with it.
But even with just that tier 2 tower, they're down 500 gold before this Gold Fury. After the Gold Fury, up about a little over 1,000 gold. But at the 30-minute mark, this 1,000 gold lead, it's next to nothing.
Nah. Yeah, it just doesn't mean much. Just not a thing so far. Player's almost full build. The Frostbound Hammer coming out from Cernunnos, a little scary.
That's interesting to see a Frostbound Hammer out of him, considering that he does have that winter stance in his shifting seasons, but this means now he doesn't ever have to go to that stance. He can keep it more towards the penetration side of things, or even the lifesteal. And looking at his build without any lifesteal, I wouldn't be surprised if he just leaves it there if he ever gets low enough and having to try to box some of these heavy penetrators between KhaoticPurpose on the Ravana and Wolves on the Amaterasu.
Like if Zachsy has to go 1 versus 4.
Yeah.
There's the jump forward. SoaR Gaming are able to secure the Portal Demon, and Wolves throws his life away, trying to stop it. Shaliburn gets credit for the kill. There's a jump on top of Transonics. StormyRays going for it. Zachsy gets the tilt kill onto Trans. 3 players alive. Coviiii about to make that number 2. Very low. Transonics already dead. I'm talking about StormyRays, but Medieval gets the kill on the Coviiii.
That's 4 dead for Astral Authority. They don't even care about waiting for the Fire Giant to respawn in 45 seconds. SoaR Gaming got grouping up in that mid lane. They got the tier 2 on the left, but without any minions there, they're just going to put pressure down the mid. I wouldn't be surprised.
This is a Phoenix.
They might be able to go for the end.
I don't know about that one. They're
going to try.
They have the Phoenix for sure. I'd like to see them look at the left Phoenix after this one. 20 seconds still on the respawn timer. Actually, 20 seconds is enough, Totally. You are correct. Right on top of the Titan. 1 Phoenix is good enough. 10,000 HP on this character. And when you have options like Shaliburn on the Thoth and StormyRays and Kaeydan bringing the damage and the basics out of Cernunnos, the Titan might take 1, KP might take 2, but the Titan's the kill that matters. SoaR Gaming on top.
Great performance out of SoaR Gaming, and a little bit of a questionable team fight coming out of Astral Authority. There was still a Fire Giant buff from SoaR Gaming during that last encounter next to that Portal Demon, not really respecting the team fight presence from SoaR.
Yeah, a little problematic there coming out from the veterans Astral Authority. I thought they were able to they were able to come back there in the mid game. I thought they were going to be able to sort of make it happen towards the late game, but one of the big stoppers, one of the big players that prevented that from going on was StormyRays on the Osiris.
He was doing a great job just penetrating the backline. Both of these soul laners were, honestly, but this one team fight was more impactful. Wolves was just so distracted on the opposite end here. StormyRays was keeping Coviiii busy. This 3-for-0 eventually led to the Gold Fury, which slowly allowed SoaR to get that little bit of a gold lead.
Yeah, and this was, Stormy was impressive pretty much the whole game, man. I really do like watching him play, and I'm honestly just kind of happy that he's able to get the win. I think that this SoaR team is not a bottom team, but I think that Stormy actually is the star, clearly, on this squad. Kaeydan makes a lot of noise, but I think that Stormy and Medieval are the two standout players, which are interesting, because usually it's the backline that gets a lot of recognition. Seeing the tanky solo laner and the tanky support player, kind of like that.
Well, doing a